So hello and welcome. I have used this website before in my past drafts. It's Le Best Air. It's really cool, and in the previous drafts that I did with the cube draft, you could only draft up until Shards of Alara, which was dumb. And so what we're going to do here is they have updated it to include new Phyrexia. So if you go to draft.bestair.org and then you click more drafts and click cube drafts as of new Phyrexia, you can open that up and we can begin. So looking at our first pack as it loads, we got some good cards in here. We got a Figure of Destiny. We have a Step Lynx. Lots of cards that kind of lend itself to that lower curve, white-red, burn sort of thing, which I really like, and Figure of Destiny is pretty darn awesome, so we're going to take him. And since it's white-red, it can go both ways. And one card that makes Figure of Destiny really good is Mox Ruby, so we're going to go with that one too. With my old drafts, I used to just take screen captures of each pack and then type out which cards I'm going to pick, but this just seems a lot easier just to do a video. Wheel of Fortune is good. Crusader could be really good, but I think we're going to go with the Ember Hauler if we're going to go with this red-white small curve burn sort of deck. The next card in here that I think lends itself really well to our deck is 8.5 Tails. So we're going to go with him. 8.5 Tails is also just a really, really, really amazing card. And, if you haven't played with it, it just can lock down a game. Mom is also one of the cards that we're looking for this deck, so we're going to pick her. She's really good. Temporal Isolation could be really good. It gives something shadow, and it's flash, and it's really good. The Skirk Marauder can also be really good. 2 for 1, get a creature, and deal 2 damage to something. But at the same time, we could just play it for 2, or you can morph it and do all that for 6. So 6 mana for 2 damage, not the greatest thing ever. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the Temporal Isolations just so our creatures can get through and start beating some face. Nothing really here for us. Silent Arbiter, Cutthroat. I think we'll go with. Ooh, these are all bad. I think we'll go with the Black Sun Zenith. I just see that causing us the most problems later on. They could just wipe our board, and that would not be good. Sulfuric Vortex is the best burn spell ever. Period. So that's the way to go. And I'm watching the Reds and Rays play right now, and the Rays just scored 2 runs, which is good because I have James Shields pitching for me for my fantasy team. So we'll hurry this up along. Hearth Kami is great. Destroys an artifact. It's a 2 for 1, but it has Echo, so it'll end up costing us 6 mana. So let's go with the Hearth Kami and go with that route. I think Pillage is the winner here. Oh, look, and the Crusader came back. So we're smart. We're really smart. Seal of Cleansing can just be really good in cube. Get rid of any kind of troublesome things. Berserk is a card that can deal us problems. And the Soltari Priest came back, and that was one of the cards that I was kind of iffy about between that and the other card that I picked. What was the other card that I picked? Temporal Isolation. So I like this. White-red, got a Mox Ruby, Figure of Destiny will hold down the fort for us. Cool, let's try and get some more lower drops, or, Black Lotus. Blah! Black Lotus is just one of those cards that, it's such the most automatic pick you can ever make. You know, being able to drop a land, play, you know, it's just so good. You got to go with Black Lotus. It's just really amazing. And a Soul Ring. Well then, we'll just do that then. Wow, so many Moxes. Library, God, I love me some Library, but there's really few decks that Library actually works in, and this just so happens to be one of those. You know, we're going to be dumping a lot of stuff out of our hand, and Library is just not good, even though I hate passing it up and having to take a Goblin Rune Blaster instead. So Goblin Rune Blaster going into our deck. And we already have a Pillage, so the Molten Rain we're going to hope comes back, but there's our Plateau. And our Plateau just makes life so much easier. Hey, there we go. I think that might be all the Moxes except for the Sapphire. Johnny Vengeant. Ooh, this is tough. See, the problem is that, you know, if we... Any kind of... Yeah, we got to go with a Mox. Ah, God, a Johnny. Johnny is just so good. He just wins games. No, we're going to go with the Mox. Mox is just really good. Unmake is pretty good for our deck. The Hound is pretty good. Karmic Guide, I think, is going to be our winner here because we still have one more pack to go through. I didn't see a Reveillark. I know there's a Reveillark in this cube. So if we get a Reveillark, you know, we're totally in business, and like we got one of those combo things going on. This is all garbage. Garbage. I think we're going to end up picking the Fire and Ice just to end up playing the fire part of it. I had to turn my head to see what it does. Arc Trail, that's good. Don't want to play the Stone Moon Cavalier. I think we're going to go with the Urza's Rage here. Go a little burn spell action. Flooded Strand, I think, is the best card in this pack, because then we can end up getting the Plateau and just make life easy. Mog Fanatic. Oh, the Molten Rain came back. Fantastic. So we can have kind of like a quasi-land destruction type theme to our deck. So we'll do that, and cool. Oh my god, that's... Blah! That's so ridiculous. Okay. Time Walk. Yeah. Gosh. Just make my life so difficult, don't you, Time Walk? Gotta pick the Time Walk. Even if we don't play it, it's a hate card, and hate cards are good. Swords are great. I don't know if you heard, but swords are really great. And between these two swords, there's one that's really good, and that's the Sword of Fire and Ice. And it works especially good with little weenie guys that we're going to be playing. Jackal Pup is great. The Hedge Mage can actually get us a 3-for-1 if we get an artifact, a enchantment, and then we also get a dude. The Hell's Thunder is pretty good. So I think if any of these 4, 5 come back to us, we'll be happy. But I'm going to go with the Avalanche Riders because we already have that kind of quasi-land destruction sort of thing going on with our deck. Lightning Bolt is the best removal spell. Don't ever second guess that. Spectral Procession, I think is going to be our pick. 3 dudes for 3 mana. Can't go wrong with that. Lightning Helix. I can go off about how Lightning Helix is one of the best burn spells. It's 6-point swing, and it's just really good. Speaking of 2-for-1s, go with the Gitu Slinger. Paladin and Vec, I think, is going to be our pick here. He's pro black, pro red, first strike, 2/2. He's just really good. Okay, so some of the stuff didn't come back that I wanted to come back, which is kind of sad, but we got a Time Walk out of it. If that player control... Oh, this is like the opposite of what we want to do. I think Spitmare is going to be our pick, because Spitmare, he's in color, and he's really good. He can burn your opponent out pretty quick. I'm gonna go with the Sarah Avenger. The Spike Shot Elder, I like him. You know, Spike Shot Elder, I can see doing pretty crazy things with the Spike Shot Elder. I'm gonna go with Spike Shot Elder. They'll take up more mana, but oh, cool! All kinds of stuff came back. I like 3-for-1s, if that can happen. Sacred Mesa, pretty great. Getting little dudes, Enlightened Tutor, and a Goblin Patrol. Neat. So yeah, that's our deck, and let's build it real quick. And I gotta keep this thing under 15 minutes so I can upload it to YouTube and actually get it onto my site. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when I'm building a deck, I actually don't count Moxes as Moxen as actual cards in the deck. I count them as lands. You know, because they technically are lands. When you look at your hand, you have like 2 lands, a Mox, and like some stuff. You can just look at it as like 3 lands. You just get out there, you know, turn faster. We actually have 3 cards in our deck: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and we can start cutting some cards. I think the Karmic Guide might be a great sideboard card. We can cut that for a Arc Trail. We'll use the Hedge Mage as a sideboard card. This is looking pretty meaty here. As far as we have 1, 2, 3, 4 land destruction cards, which won't make any friends, but I don't care. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. If we want to be even faster, we can add in the Mog Fanatic and the Goblin Patrol. Yeah, and then just add our lands. So 1, 2, 3, and so 3, 4, 5. So we can add 12 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Perfect. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed, you know, watching me build my deck, and I hope this was a little bit educational. And I'm gonna keep doing this, and I'll even do like some NPH drafts, and hopefully I can start doing more Magic Online. But you know how Magic Online hates people who use Max. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.